You are welcome to your favorite platform, Literature Up to 47, a free online literature class. This video is about a non-African prose titled Path of Lucas. The novel is subtitled The Journey He Endured. Path of Lucas is written by Susanne Bellefeuille. Earlier on this platform, we discussed the plot summary of this novel. So, if you need the link to the comprehensive plot summary of this novel, you can make your request in the comment section. So, this is chapter 1 of the novel. Path of Lucas, The Journey He Endured by Susanne Bellefeuille. Chapter 1. Lucy finishes her work for the day and says goodbye to her co-workers and her secretary in the office in Kingston, Ontario. She's going to Alexandria, her hometown, for the weekend. Lucy visits her father one weekend a month in Alexandria. This allows her to relate with her lovely father and connect to nature and family in her childhood town. She calls Mark, her husband, and tells him that they will see each other on Sunday night. Lucy decides to take coffee because she feels tired. She stops on the way for the coffee and buys donuts for her father. About an hour later, thick white fog starts affecting her visibility. She then reduces her speed on the road. She suddenly sees a vehicle that veers off its lane and faces her. She tries to avoid a head-on collision with the vehicle, but loses control of her car and hits an electric pole. Some minutes later, a good Samaritan sees her vehicle in the ditch and calls 911 as Lucy is unconscious. A few minutes later, an ambulance, police cars, and the paramedics arrive and rescue her from the vehicle. The paramedics give her first aid before taking her to the hospital, while the police interrogate the man who made the call. The police also check her license plate to identify her and get some information about her. At the hospital, a police officer takes the information to the nurses station to call Mark. That is, Mark is Lucy's husband. At the hospital, a police officer takes the information to the nurses station to call Mark, Lucy's husband. Mark doesn't pick up the call as he's working late on a huge court case because he's a defense lawyer. Lucy, who is still unconscious, is being attended to with the hope that she will come around. Mark later calls back and the nurse informs him of what happened. Mark couldn't believe what he heard, but immediately went out of the office to his car. He heads to the general hospital, about half an hour to his office. Different thoughts cross his mind and tears roll down his face as he drives. Mark calls Lucas, his father-in-law, to inform him, but he doesn't pick up the call. You remember, Lucy was traveling to his father's place. His mind goes to Lucy again and thinks of her 4 children from her previous marriage. He knows that Lucy is a family woman from a lovely family. He thinks how he will tell them about the accident. Anxiety overcomes him and he calls Danny, the eldest of her children. He hears him crying on the phone and tells him that they will all join him in the hospital. Lucas then returns Mark's call and tells him that Lucy has not arrived. He says he has ordered her favorite dinner and is set on the table. That is Lucas expecting Lucy, her daughter. Lucas suspects something as Mark's voice trembles as he tries to talk. The latter is cautious to break the news and eventually informs him that Lucy is involved in a ghastly motor accident. Lucas cries at the other end of the phone, but quickly puts himself together because of the unexpected occurrence that needs urgent attention. He tells Mark that he will join him in the hospital immediately. Lucas continued thinking about Lucy on the way to the hospital. He puts his mind together that things will be alright. When Mark reaches the hospital, he goes straight to the nurse's station, asks for Lucy, and introduces himself as her husband. One of the nurses tells him to wait as she's on the second floor for an MRI. I will soon be back in the ICU. Mark is worried, and the nurse offers to serve him a cup of coffee, but he says no. He then sees Lucy on her gurney being taken to the ICU. The doctor in charge introduces himself as Dr. Wright, a neurologist. He tells Mark that Lucy has a traumatic brain injury and that the next 24 hours will be critical. Mark, who is terrified, asks the doctor if she will be paralyzed. The doctor responds that they can only give further information about her when she wakes up to know the extent of her injury. He says Mark can see her now. Mark tries to put himself together and controls his emotions as he enters Lucy's room. When he sees the monitors and the wires connecting Lucy to machines, his senses are paralyzed. That is, Mark's senses are paralyzed when he sees the various connections made to Lucy's. That is, connection from machine to Lucy. He moves closer to her and holds her hand tightly. He asks rhetorically why such happened to a wonderful woman like Lucy and kisses her hand. When Lucas reaches the hospital, he goes to the nurse's station and asks for Lucy's Ferguson. He introduces himself as her father. The nurse directs him to the ICU and he sees his baby girl lying on the bed. He asks Mark to comfort him. He doesn't know what to say, but moves closer to Lucy and holds her hand. Mark then tells Lucas what the doctors told him, that the next 24 hours will be critical. Lucas brushes her hair back and kisses her forehead. He then sits by her side and holds her hand. A nurse comes in to monitor Lucy's heartbeat and tells Mark that there is a paper for him to sign at the nurse's station. She says there is no information about the accident from the police. As Mark leaves the room, Lucas moves closer to Lucy. He whispers in her ear that he loves her so much and begs her to wake up for his sake and the children. Lucy remains still, but Lucas continues. He says he believes she can hear him as he is going to talk to her throughout the night. He repeats that they want her with them for the sake of the children. Lucy remains motionless as Lucas begins to narrate his childhood story and how he met her mother. He then decides to narrate the story of his life as if it happened to somebody else, using the third person narrative technique. That is chapter 1 of part of Lucas, the journey he endured. I told you earlier, we've ended discussing the plot summary, a comprehensive plot summary of this novel. So you can request for the link to the plot summary of part of Lucas. So if you are new on this platform, try and click on the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you're part of this class, and whenever any video is produced, you are going to be notified. Like this video, you are free to share it on any social media platform. Invite your friends and colleagues to join us. If you have any question or comment, you can send it through the comment section and it will be attended to. Teachers in the house, let's try and introduce our students to this platform so that they can also benefit. If you have any question, as I said earlier, send it to the comment section and it will be attended to. So let's meet in the next class as chapter 2 pops up after this at the end of this video.